Right, hold on a minute, guys. I'm having problems with my YouTube again. Right, yesterday I was out milk detecting on my one and only permission I've got at the moment. Found some interesting things, and I wanted to show you one, and hopefully someone might be able to give me some input on it, possibly like the age, kind of metal it might be, because I don't think it's lead. But my permission is an actual paddock, where Ron, a 72-year-old gentleman, actually rears horses. And I've done some kind of research on the area, and I know around about the 1960s, it was mainly all fields, but then they started actually building like the residential estate and stuff like that. But from the mid 1800s up to like 1940s, it used to be all farmland. There was even a couple of like air raid shelters around there, but most of it was all farmland. As I say, like farmland is like land where they grew like crops, you know, like carrots, potatoes, onions, wheat, barley, and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's around about the late 50s, 60s, they might have actually split the property up and rented it out and sold bits and pieces. Now, I know the 7 acres that my permission has is his own personal private land that he paid for. And I started on my first permission yesterday. I've only got one permission. I'm trying to get more in the Surrey area. Hello, Ian. So I just wanted to show you this. I've got some screenshots going to be screen sharing as well at the moment. Now, although his land is a paddock, I found this little, I'm going to call it an artifact. So I don't know how old it is. I did show my landowner, and he was kind of like amazed. He's never seen it before. He doesn't know anyone or any children that would have been on the land playing with such a little object like this. And this is it. I don't know how we can see that, but it's an actual an artifact of someone sitting on a horse. Now, the head of the horse has come off. Possibly he might have had legs. They could have just been little stumps, I don't know. But there might have been legs on that's come off and maybe a tail. But it's kind of amazing that the actual figurine is still on there. You can just like make out the hair and the profile of the face. You know, little eyes, nose, mouth. And he's got his like arm in front as if he's supposed to be or holding like the reins to the horse's head. Now, I know this ain't lead. It don't feel like lead. Could be iron. I don't know. But I don't even see any kind of soldering that might have been involved in it. Now, I can't see no solder. The back, I don't know what the back is. I don't think it's made out of stone or rock or anything. I know the ground is a lot of chalk, but this ain't chalk. No, there's a bit of weight to it. No, how much weight I wouldn't like to say. If you picked up a can of Coke like so, I just actually was doing a video just now talking about this, and I had to delete it because I knocked the Coca-Cola all over my table, and I had to like disappear, and I didn't want to be uploading the video where I've made mistakes. But if you actually get a can of Coke, now this is half fill. It feels more like about maybe a quarter, half a can of Coke, Pepsi Max, whatever. Now, if I had a pair of scales which like went like that, this will probably just like go a bit further down, but it does feel like at least a quarter a can of like Pepsi. But I don't think it's lead. And I know lead is quite heavy, but this don't really feel like lead. So if anyone knows what kind of metal this could be, and the age it could be, let me know. I'm going to screen share the actual before and after, because it was kind of dirty when I found it. I'll tell you what I found it under the settings in a moment. Right, so let me just go. Right, this is where it was all dirty. Even when it's dirty, you can see like the profile of like the hair going around like that, 2 eyes, the nose, and the mouth. You can even see like the hair of the horse. What's it called? The veins or whatever. Like little etchings on the veins. Like so. So whoever made this did put a little bit of work into it. Especially with the figurine. And that's why I pulled it out like really dirty, but I just like decided to give it a bit of a clean up. And now it's cleaned up. I know that one came out a bit blurry, but you can see how nice it came out. You can see like the 2 eyes, the nose, the mouth, the hair. One arm coming round if he's supposed to be like holding maybe some reins, and another arm going around the back as if he's like kind of like balancing himself. So, for a person, it looks like it could be a small person on a large horse. I don't know. But if anyone knows what kind of material, what kind of metal that could possibly be, let me know. The age, if you know what age it might be, let me know. I have sent an email to someone who's been trying to help me out, looking for permissions, and giving me tips on getting permissions and stuff like that, which is a county fines liaison officer, David Williams. He's told me if I find anything interesting, just to let him know. It might take a little time to look into it and research it, but it's quite a nice little find. David Williams is, as I say, like a liaison officer with the county of Surrey. Some people may know him already. I don't really know. I won't go through the email which he sent me for, but it says County Fines Liaison Officer of Surrey, working on behalf of the Portable Antiquities Scheme for Surrey County Council. And this was actually found in Surrey on my permission. Now, for things like that, that's the kind of things I'd love to find, because, trying to research things like that and trying to get the history on things like that, it's quite interesting. I'm not a history buff, I wouldn't be able to tell you from one thing to another, I wouldn't even tell you when the Romans and Saxons and stuff like that, kind of like settled in my area, I'm not that kind of person to go into that deep of history research. But looking for, little history bits on this, it is kind of like interesting, fascinating. Now, if I found like my Napoleon, the third coin, I didn't know it's Napoleon until I researched it and found out Napoleon brought his army from the coast and had a massive battle on Surrey Hills, kind of thing. And that's only because I researched the coin. And I actually found a coin similar to the one I've already got. So those kind of things I like doing. But if I found a coin in the field by milk detecting, I wouldn't be able to tell you if it was Roman, Saxon, Norman, or whatever until I got home, cleaned it up, and started looking into it and researching it. I know there's a lot of people out there, milk detecting, who could go with milk detecting, pick up a coin, and say, right, that's a 1 shilling, probably 1960s, probably about 2 million were, like made, and there might even be like a thing on there telling you where it was minted, just like the coins in America, like a D, Denver or whatever. But this I actually found the other day. well, not this one. This is like one I found a couple of weeks ago. It's a ship coin penny. But I did find the other day, well, the same area. Well, not the same area, but on the same farm, on the same permission, I actually found a shilling. And it wasn't a silver shilling. It's more of a coppish, copper kind of shilling, I think it was. Or it looks copper. And I showed that to him as well, and he was like, "Oh, well, I didn't drop it, mate." But yeah, nice little find. Now, he did show some interest in it. I found a lot more bloody shotgun shells than anything else. And I said to him, when I walked up to him, I said, "Hey, Ron, do you own a shotgun?" He goes, "No, why?" I said, "Because I found so many shotgun shells here. You know, someone must have been shooting." And he goes, "Well, I'd like to know who's been shooting on my land." I said, "Yeah, but these shotgun shells could be 40, 50 years old, you know, kind of thing." Now, I didn't want to keep shotgun shells. You know, what I bought them, I threw them in the bin. Just more junk otherwise. But even the shotgun shells could hold a little bit of history. But I'm not going to get them out of the bin now because they've already been put in the outside, you know, wheelie bin. And I think they've already been collected by the trashman anyway. But, you know, it's these kind of unusual things I like to find, you know. You know, these coins, you know, even like with fishing tackle, you know, you can find some really old kind of like fishing weights, you know. I found one which looked homemade and big chunky kind of like triangle one. You can tell it's not manufactured. You can tell it's like, you know, handmade. So that's the kind of things I like to find, you know. It's not going out looking for the next big hold and becoming rich and famous. It's just an interest, you know. And I just can't understand, you know, I did the video earlier about the council. You know, I contacted the Reigate Council, and even they weren't allowed, you know, detecting on their lands. When I told them about Epsom, she goes, "Well, you know, I don't understand Epsom's doing it, and we can't. But you know, Epsom may have their own particular rules, you know, under the council rules and regulations, you know, kind of thing. But I think Epsom is in the Surrey area. But I think Surrey is like bordered off like, you know, with several towns. You know, you might get the Surrey Reigate, then you've got Surrey, Winchester, Surrey, blah, 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 you know. And each section has like several little towns in each section. And they all have different rules and regulations, you know, kind of thing. But, you know, I actually emailed, well, someone actually sent that email to this, what's his name again? Oh, actually, it's not David Williams. I made a mistake there. David Williams was the predecessor, and now it's Simon Maslin, who's the actual county fines and liaison officer. So Martin Williams doesn't do that anymore. I made a mistake there. It's Simon who actually is the Lyons fined section for Surrey. Getting a bit confused tonight. I'm a bit tired already, would you believe, and I ain't done hardly anything today. But you know, he has said if I find any unusual items, then let me know or let him know, and you know, if he's got time, and have a look at it. So I sent him the screenshots of those and asked him if he knows anything about it. I tried doing a Google image search, couldn't find nothing under that kind of thing. So I don't know. That's handmade. I'm pretty sure it is handmade, but I've not found anything similar to that on Google yet. Now, how old it is, it could be 30, 40 years old. It could be 100 years old. I don't know. But it's kind of unusual that the little figurine is like, you know, kept in one piece, but the head is missing, the feet are missing, and the tails are missing. Even the arm on here is still intact. So, you know, I'm just trying to find out how old it is. What century it could possibly be. Could it be 18th century, 19th century? Could it be even older? I don't know. But that's the kind of finds I like to find, you know. You know, it's not got to be like, you know, going out and find a nice gold and silver coin to be like amazing kind of thing, yeah. But, you know, and if you find the next gold hoard, Saxon hoard, Roman hoard, that'll even be even more amazing, you know, getting your name in the paper, making a little bit of money out of it from the actual finds, but it's not that. You know, I just want to go out. You know, I'm not a history buff or anything like that. You know, it's like I could go out and dig a coin up and I wouldn't know what the hell it is until I got home and started doing the research on the damn thing. You know, now I couldn't turn around and say, yeah, well, that's a Roman coin from, like, you know, Julius Caesar time, or from Nero, or it could be like a coin from Napoleon, or one of the King James's or King Edward's or King George's or anything like that. I wouldn't know until I've cleaned it up and researched it, you know. And I'm actually collecting like all my coins. And I've got my in little coin pot books at the moment. But it's not so much, you know, going out and finding the next big haul. You know, it's just like an interest hobby. It's just like, you know, we've been paranormal investigating, ghost hunting, you know, that's a hobby. Metal detecting is a hobby. Magnet fishing is a hobby. You don't know what you might pull out in the lake on the magnet. But that's it, really. You know, if anyone knows what that could be, what metal it could be, because it doesn't feel like lead, as I say. Because lead, you can usually bend, and you can't bend that. That's solid. And I don't want to be putting too much pressure on that in case I do break it. But, you know, even finding that, if that is something, you know, not so much fallible, but, you know, trying to think of the word for it. Like, you know, the archaeologist might turn and say, yeah, that's, you know, kind of like something historical, you know, and, you know, it should be in a museum. I'd rather have that in a museum and actually have it, you know, stuck on the shelf or in a scrapbox or something, you know, kind of thing. So if they said, well, you know, that's amazing, you know, would you donate that to a museum? I would do it. Because, you know, you usually when you donate something to a museum and it's on show, it gives that person's name who found it and the location. But I don't really want the location given out because I've only got that one location at the moment. But all I can say, this did come from a paddock, and the landowner swears he's never seen anything like this. He's not seen no children on the land playing with anything like this. He never bought anything like this on the actual land himself. I think I've got this around about mid-30s, mid-40s, and it's about 3 to 4 inches deep, using my Bounty Hunter Quick Draw Pro. There was a nail in there as well, so I was getting a bit of a grunt. So, you know, and I think the nail I did find was a Roman nail as well, which I can probably go and get. I've not cleaned it. Hold on, let's see what I've got it with my junk box. Got one bloody time. Got to turn on my lights off. I think this is definitely a Roman nail. If anyone can tell me if that's a Roman nail, let me know. How old is it, roughly? What century? Because I've not seen a nail with a bit of a head like that. So I'll probably take some photos of that and send them to that Simon guy, the finds the eyes in, and see if he knows anything about that. That again, I can't remember if it's in the same hole or a hole, you know, near enough next to each other. But that was reading up around about, oh, I can't remember what I was reading up, to be honest with you. It was a high iron signal. And I thought, well, I wasn't going to dig many iron signals, but because it was giving me, you know, quite a high signal, I thought I'd give it a look at. And yeah, I believe that could possibly be a Roman nail. If I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm right, let me know. If you can tell me what century that is. If it's Roman, Saxon, Norman, medieval, let me know. All right, I'm going to go watch some more YouTube channels, and I'll catch you all later.